If you're thinking about starting an online business, then you need to be aware of the 4 big problem areas that frequently trip online entrepreneurs up. Hi, my name is Jim Hart. I'm the founding attorney here at Hawthorn Law, where we help online businesses to get their legal house in order so they can focus on what they do best, and that is building an amazing business that's going to impact others and the world. Today, I'm here to talk to you about the 4 main problem areas that typically trip online entrepreneurs up when they're getting started. And in case you're wondering, these are going to be legal problem areas because this is a legal channel, in case you forgot that. So if you're anything like me, you want to start an online business. This is the dream that we all have, right? This is the dream that I have. It's what I talk about in my Friday entrepreneurial videos. It's what we all want. But here's the thing. Starting an online business is not as easy as just popping up a website, sending out some emails, and watching the sales come pouring in. If it was that easy, what is the saying? Everybody would be doing it? Yeah, everybody would be doing it if it was that easy, but it's not that easy. It takes time. There's a lot of late nights involved, or maybe early mornings. If you can see these bags under my eyes, it's because it's early out. I didn't get much sleep last night. And half the time, you don't even know what the heck you are doing, or if it's gonna work. Are you with me on that? At least, I hope. And add to all of that the fact that you've got legal issues that you're gonna need to deal with. So picture this, you finally got things clicking a little bit. You're moving, you're shaking, you're doing some things, your business is starting to run, you're getting some sales, you're feeling some traction, you're feeling good. You're feeling really good. And then you remember, I gotta do something with the legal stuff. So today I'm gonna share with you in about 5 minutes. That might not be right, it might be closer to 10 minutes. I guess we'll only know when we finish recording the rest of this video, right? Anyway, in about, let's say 5 to 10 minutes, we're gonna talk about the 4 main issues that I see people make with their online business all the time and help you understand what you can do to fix those issues. All right, so let's start with the basics, the foundational stuff, the biggest issues that I see people making when they're starting their online business from a legal perspective, and that is failing to set up a business entity. What do I mean by that? Well, 9 times out of 10, setting up a business entity means forming an LLC. And there's a lot of videos on my channel about setting up LLCs and the mistakes people make when they're setting up LLCs and all that stuff. So you can check those out. And what I see people doing is they set their LLC and they forget it. I call it set it and forget it. It's a scientific term. So they set up their LLC and they forget about it. They fail to fund it. They don't do anything. They don't put any money into it. They don't transfer their property into it. They don't do anything with it. So that's the first main issue I see. The second issue I see is they don't use an operating agreement, especially you single member LLCs out there. You need an operating agreement just like anybody else. A lot of people, they fail to do that. They don't use the right address. They don't use a registered agent. There's just so many issues that I see people make when they're setting up their LLCs. Like I said, to keep this closer to the 5-minute mark, I'm not gonna go into all of those, but I'm gonna talk more about how you can get answers to all these issues here in a few minutes here at the end of the video. So that's the first main issue I see people make is they mess up their LLC or their business entity or whatever it is they're forming, they mess it up somehow. And to move to a mug. You know, the reason I had to move to a mug is because I had a coffee machine downstairs, a Keurig, but because of COVID, the attorney that rents space for me downstairs, he's basically taking it over. He's not doing so good with the social distancing and the not meeting clients in the office thing. I'm not using the coffee machine, so I gotta bring it from home or stop at Starbucks. That's why I haven't been using the mugs lately. But after this whole COVID thing is over, hopefully sooner rather than later, I'll be getting back to the mugs because I know you love the mugs. But this does good too. All right, so where were we? The second major mistake I see online businesses make when it comes to the legal parts of setting up their business is they forget about all the online contracts they need, or they just gloss over these things, or they just find some random templates for free online and hope that it's gonna do the trick. Newsflash, it's not gonna do the trick because they're not customized to you and your business, and chances are you don't know the legal mumbo jumbo that's in these things anyway. So the second major mistake I see people make is they don't have the right legal contracts in place on their website to protect their business. And there's really 4 major contracts that you're going to need. You're going to need the privacy policy. This is required by law in many jurisdictions, so you need to have it on your website. You need a terms and conditions. That's a contract between you and the people that are visiting your site that tells them how and what they can do with the information on your site. You need an online terms of sale, which is a contract between you and people that would buy products from you on your website. And then finally, you need legal disclaimers. And if you're giving any type of advice or guidance or telling people what to do or coaching or anything like that, where people are acting on the advice that you give on your website, then you have to have legal disclaimers in place to help provide a defense to you in the event that someone should decide they want to sue you or they take your advice and something horrific happens. You need those legal disclaimers. That's the second major issue that I see people make, is they forget about all these legal contracts that they need on their website. The third major issue that I see people have to deal with and they forget to deal with, and a lot of times they completely mess this part up, is the intellectual property. And that means protecting their intellectual property and making sure that nobody's stealing the information and that they have on their website. So there's three main types of intellectual property that you need to be concerned with. The first one is your copyrights, the second one is your trademarks, and the third one that most people completely forget about is their trade secrets. I'm working with a client right now who is in the process of signing a contract with somebody else, and as part of that contract, my client is supposed to divulge a lot of what I would consider trade secrets to the other side, and I'm really pushing her on this and telling her that this is not something that she needs to do or even should do, because if she does do that, she's going to lose the trade secret protection that she would have in these processes, checklists, etc. So trade secrets are something that a lot of people forget about, but you need to make sure you're protecting all these areas of your business when it comes to intellectual property. The last one, I don't know how I did on time, but the last one, number 4, did I do that right? Is the contracts that you deal with other people that are not coming to you from online. So these might be, you might have a client contract in place that you use. You might have a contract with an independent contractor that you work with. You may have contracts with your vendors. You may have contracts with other people that you're going to do a joint venture with, or a partnership deal, or some sort of collaboration with. You might have contracts with them. If you're doing podcasts, you might have contracts with people that come on your podcast show that dictates how they can use the information or the recording for the podcast and how you can use the recording of the podcast. Same thing with video collaborations. You want to have a contract in place that dictates how you and the person you're collaborating with can use that intellectual property and who's going to own that intellectual property as well. All right, so those are the 4 main, in a nutshell, those are the 4 main problem areas that I see people have to deal with their online business. Now, I realize this seems like a whole lot of information, and to be perfectly honest with you, it is a whole lot of information. And nobody would expect that you're going to understand and get all of this based on this relatively short video. So if you're still watching and you want to learn more, I've got a special offer for you on July 27th. The day this video posts is going to be, I think, July 14th. So on July 27th, I'm going to be hosting a live workshop. This is not a webinar. This is not a masterclass. This is a live workshop. It's a paid workshop that I'm going to be hosting, where I'm going to bring people on and they can submit their questions ahead of time with regards to setting up or running their LLCs or some other type of business entity. If they choose to be a corporation, that's fine too. And I am going to address all those questions live in a Zoom conference call. I will also be taking questions live during the call. I will stay on the call as long as necessary to make sure everybody gets their questions answered. And at the beginning, I'll give you a quick overview of the process of setting up an LLC and everything you need to know, just to answer a lot of those basic questions at the beginning. This is the exact same type of call that I do with people in my online business legal toolkit. But for those people, I do 4. I cover each of the main topics we covered today on each of those calls. But I'm going to take the first topic, the LLC topic, and I'm going to break that out and do a live workshop for you. If you want to get more details about that, there's going to be a link down in the description below. I will tell you, if you're interested in joining, there's going to be special pricing through the end of this week, and then at the end of this week, the price is going to go up by $50 until the day of the workshop. I will also say that if you're on the fence, if you've heard about my online business legal toolkit and you've thought about joining, and maybe you do want to join this go round, which is going to open up later this month, then if you decide to sign up for this workshop, I will allow you to use the money you invest into this workshop as a discount against the price of the online business legal toolkit that will open up later this month. So if you're interested in learning more about setting up your LLCs, I've got some videos right here. If you're interested in learning more and signing up for the online legal workshop I'm going to be hosting on July 27th, link right here. That's it. Have a great day, folks. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.